Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Spencer McDuffy here. Today, I have an excellent guest that I'm super excited to share with you guys, who's going to share some information with you guys on his crazy introduction into real estate. This guy's only been licensed for 1 year. Braeden Wright last month did 14 transactions alone, and in his first year, he's already done over 35 transactions as a newly licensed realtor. So I'm super excited for him to share all of the tips, the tricks, the strategies. Guys, sit down, get your notepad out, get your pen. This is going to be a really good and productive show full of actionable, tips and advice and things that you can do to go out there and build your business, take more listings, and have more success in real estate. So Braeden, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Hey, I'm making it, man. Thanks very much for being here. So obviously we were kind of catching up before the show started and everything like that. And it sounds like you're having a killer year, man. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So give me some background. Oh yeah. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Hey, yeah. So give me some background on, this one's about you. This one's not about me. Give me some background on yourself and what got you into real estate, man. You've only been in for a year. So how'd you find yourself here?
Sure. So I actually started out as a real estate investor back in 2017. Started buying some rental properties, buy and hold up in Tulsa, Oklahoma area. And from there, decided I wanted to get into, because most of the buy and holds I was buying was new builds. So decided I wanted to get into the construction market after that. And then if I'm going to be building all these properties, I decided I need to start saving that 3 to 6% per property. So that's what got me into the realtor side, getting my license, as the fact that I'd be able to save the 3 to 6% when I'm buying or selling all the real estate I'm doing.
Right. And so that's pretty much exactly how I got into real estate too, believe it or not. I was an investor fixing and flipping. I wasn't doing buy and hold or anything like that yet, but was fixing and flipping and was like, man, it'd be nice to be able to save the money on the commissions. And so I didn't really ever have a big vision of being a realtor. And sounds like potentially that wasn't your big vision in the beginning either.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My main goal on my realtor side is building a good team and start turning it into more of passive income where I can focus more on my investment side.
Right. And by passive income, in your case, you're probably referring to like the property management side of things.
Yeah, eventually, but mainly more focused on, I've got agents on my team that are able to handle all of my investment property when I'm buying or selling with the construction or coming across off market investment property.
Okay, cool. Well, good, man. Well, that's awesome, man. We're glad to see you made the shift over from just being an investor and over into the real estate agent space as well. So glad to have you, man. You're having a crazy year. So just give us a little bit more of a summary of what your production's been like this past year. How many houses have you sold? I know we already touched on that a little bit, but give the guys a reminder of kind of what that first year's looked like for you, transaction wise and dollars wise.
Sure. I've sold a little over 35 properties in the past 12 months. Average sales price is right around 500,000 because I mainly focus down here in the Frisco DFW area, but I go as far out as up there in Denison Sherman by you. As you know, I'm selling that Solly's restaurant up there,
right?
And then doing a new build up there right now. But yeah, I've sold a little over 35 transactions, and the average sales price is right at 500,000.
Right. So that's a great so 500,000 times 35 properties. I mean, you're already in your first year almost hitting 18 million, which I didn't even almost hit 18 million to my third year. So that's probably a big price point difference because transactions were obviously very different. But that's awesome, man. 18 million in volume your very first year as a real estate agent. Let me ask you this: what's the percentage of those transactions as far as like, obviously like new builds and rentals, those transactions, wholesale deals versus like buyers and listings?
I would say 80% of those have been listings, 20% buyers.
Right, right. Okay. And then are your new builds and rentals included in that 35, or are you just counting straight agent retail?
No,
35?
not included in that.
Wow. So this man is killing it, guys. So this man is killing it. So man, that's awesome, man. So 35 deals, give or take, 18 million in volume, give or take, with 80% of your transactions coming from the listing side. And this is the big question that everybody has: is how, as a brand new agent, particularly without the skills and the knowledge and the mindset and all the years in the business, how do you go in your first year and take, 80% of 35? I'm not a math, I'm not a math guy, but whatever that number is, how do you take that many listings as a first year agent?
When I got into it, I was mainly setting it up as going after all these prospects, not letting the prospects come to me. So from that, I started going after, like we talked about, the lead sources such as for sale by owners, divorces, pre-foreclosures, just all the specific niche opportunities that have motivated sellers.
Right.
And I'd say right at 90% of those listings were all for sale by owners.
Right, right. Yeah, I know we talked a lot when you were just getting your real estate license, and I had a lot of success with for sale by owners, so I was putting that in your head. And I think that's a golden nugget right here for the audience: is not sitting back and waiting. There are tons of people who need your help, but they're not going to pick up the phone and call you, especially as a brand new agent, and say, "Hey, I want to list my house." So tell us a little bit about making that decision to go out there and actually get the business, or sitting back and waiting. Was it just you knew that sitting back and waiting wasn't going to work, or why did you decide to do that?
Well, with my past business experience, I've came up with good systems. So I took those systems from my previous businesses and put it into this business. And just if you're sitting around waiting for the phone to call, it's not going to happen. You gotta go out and make it happen.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about that. What does that look like when you're saying you got the systems and you came in and you kind of had an idea of how to go out there and generate business? A lot of the agents in the group that are watching haven't had that level of success yet, even some that have been in the business even longer than you. So what is that like? I'm going to go out and talk to people, or that day of prospecting, or what does your schedule look like, or how do you go about that?
So like we'll go with for sale by owners. I'll set up an initial call, get my leads from Red X, set up a initial call because the new leads come in at 8 a.m. every day. So try to be the first one to hit them. Try to set up a appointment right then and there if they're open to it. If not, if they are or they're not, I put them into my CRM follow-up system. So then from there, I'll text, email, and call for the next 65 days. And usually it takes 5+ times of reaching out to get a listing. But when they do reach out after the campaign runs its course, it's not even a question of if I'm getting a listing. They pretty much just reach out to me and want me to come list it right away.
Right, right. And that's the benefit of it, because you reach out and you're proactive and you make that initial contact. And when you do that at scale, people do start to reach back out to you because you start to build that relationship, and you just need to wait for them to get ready. So are you calling them for sale by owners like all day, every day, or is it just a couple of hours? Are you able to bang it out in like an hour or two? Or what does that look like?
It's about an hour.
Really? So and you're only just focusing right there in your main geographic area?
So I market to within an hour of every direction in Frisco.
Okay, cool. That's
like
awesome.
we a month or two ago, we both went on a for sale by owner appointment with the same owner.
Yes. And see, you're willing to go a little bit further out than I am, man, because I really won't go like even to McKinney. Like that's too far from me. I only pretty much stay in Grayson County. I only go to Frisco, McKinney, Plano, further out than maybe an hour, 45 minutes for like Sphere or referrals and people that are real serious for listings. I would not have driven to Frisco to go sit at a FSBO appointment just like you did, but I commend it, man. And that's part of the reason why you're hustling, you're setting the appointments, you're driving further maybe than some people would. And if I remember correctly, neither one of us got that appointment. Neither one of us got that listing. So we both took a loss on that one. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So
that was actually the first for sale by owner appointment I didn't get.
Yeah. Right. Well, that one was interesting, guys, because the guy ended up interviewing a bunch of agents, and then he used like a family member out of Houston, which is like nowhere near our market.
Granbury.
Yeah, somebody was like way out of our market, and he ended up listening with her for free. So without that girl in the mix, I'm pretty sure one of us would have got it, and who knows who that would have been. But that's awesome, man. So yeah, I mean, you obviously have only been in this thing for like a year at this point, 35 sales, crushing it with FSBOs. What are the other lead sources that you're working currently, either inbound or outbound prospecting, or just leads that you're converting consistently?
So open houses, I try to do 2 a weekend, 2 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. I've gotten a lot of business from that. I closed 3 $800,000 plus transactions so far, just doing that.
Just doing open houses. So tell us a little bit about your open house strategy. I mean, I know I don't really do a lot of open houses anymore. I don't really like that style of networking personally, but like, I know it works obviously because I picked up clients off of them too. So like how do you go about setting up like the perfect open house where you're sure to kind of convert clients without pushing them away or making them not really want to talk with you, that kind of thing?
So I've noticed I work at the open houses. I work best with the 500 plus price range because I set up, get everything set up. I wear a 3-piece suit, have an iPad right there when you come through the door where you can sign in. Let me know if you're working with an agent or not. Put out my flyers, information, business cards, have drinks there for them. Most of the time, champagne, play some music, and then I don't be pushy at the open house. Just kind of let them do their own thing going through the house.
Right.
And just start building a relationship with them during it.
Right.
And then after the open house, that's when I start following up with them. Most of the time, if they want to work with me, they're already following up with me before I'm even able to get with them.
Right. So so it sounds like to me you're not pushy, but there's definitely an art of a skill in how do you approach somebody and what do you say and how does that skill of that conversation, is that something that you were good at immediately? Did you practice? Did you have a script book? Are you just naturally a people person? How did that work?
It mainly just naturally came to me. I didn't want to be like them coming through the open house and being like salesy, trying to sell to them. I mainly just let them warm up to me. Just ask them where, if they're from the area. Most of the times they're not right now. They're from California, New York, wherever. And then just start talking to them, how long they've been looking for properties, why are they moving to the area, what they do for work, just small talk like that.
Right.
That starts to build a lot of rapport with them. I've had a lot of success doing that.
Right. And so basically in a nutshell, and I know we're not going to cover every single thing that you do to go out there and generate business, but I love to focus the conversation for the agents in my audience about generating business, because servicing business is something that we can all figure out. We all have brokers, we all have mentors, people that can help us write a contract, etc. But we don't all have somebody that can show us how to go out and take, 35 transactions and everything like that. So that's super impressive. Is there any other particular lead source that's really been working really well from you other than the for sub by owners and the open houses? Because those two alone, you've already built up a substantial business only off of 2 lead sources. Is there any more?
So closing deals with those for sale by owners and open houses. I'm already starting to get a lot of referrals.
Yeah.
One house I sold back in September, I've got it listed right now.
Yeah. Have you closed any referrals yet, or are they just now coming in?
Yes, I have. I got referrals after the first deal.
Wow.
Yes, buyer referrals, but was able to navigate the market pretty good last summer and get them under contract.
Is there any specific strategy that you use to try to elicit a referral? Do you ask like 10 times throughout the transaction every time you talk to your client, hey, or what's your strategy there?
I've never even asked for a referral yet. They just you do a good job, keep in touch. Just do a check-in with them once a month or whatever. Most of the time they even reach out to me after transactions and we just talk or go get together, and the referrals just come without
Right.
even having to ask.
Right, right. And did you get any referrals? And I think I know the answer to this, but did you get any referrals before you had any success with open houses or for sub owners?
Uh, did I get any referrals before doing
Yeah,
those?
like before you closed any deals or took any listings or just really got any traction in the business. Did you have
No.
anybody that called you up and was like, hey, I know you're licensed, let me do a deal with you, kind of a deal?
And down here, I don't even have a spear.
Right, right.
All my spears up there with you and Dennison and Sherman.
Right. And yeah, that's the exact reason that I ask, is because I think so many newer agents in particular, they get licensed and they say workers fear, workers fear, workers fear, and sit back and work by referral. But the thing that you guys are seeing in this example that was true for me here locally with a sphere and true for him as well, even without a sphere, is that your spheres usually doesn't become a productive referral source until you actually go out there and show that you know what you're doing. You have a little bit of a track record. So in this case, that was true for you, right?
I've only got 2 deals from my spear. That's it.
Right, right. And 35 deals. And so that's from out there, from you pounding the pavement. And obviously over time, as you get to be where I'm at, 3-4 years into the business, that for sub owners that's making up 95% of your business, it'll probably shrink down pretty significantly. And that sphere will probably get up into that 50-60% range, and your business will be way bigger than it is now. And you can still obviously work the FISBOs and everything like that, but it gets easier and you definitely get more referrals over time. But I think you're doing the right things now. I think all of the agents that are watching this could do exactly what you're doing. And it's just understanding that even if you don't want to do this forever, this is usually how you get your business off the ground. And I think you're a great testament to that. So 35 deals, FISBOs, open houses, and just now starting to really get some referrals and stuff that are really coming in, right?
Mm-hmm. And now expanding into other lead sources, starting to go into those pretty heavily.
Right, right. And
I just uploaded 10,000 new leads into my dialer this morning, right before this call.
There you go. There you go. And so just one more quick question, because I know a lot of agents have questions about Zillow leads and realtor.com leads and ZBuyer. Were you buying any leads in that whole process? And if you were you converting any of them in that first year?
So I did buy leads. Didn't convert anything from them.
Yeah. It was that like Zillow leads, or what kind of leads were those?
Did a lot of Facebook and Google pay-per-click leads.
Right. What do you think kept you from converting the leads that you were generating if you were spending money on them?
The average conversion rate's 5%, I believe, but just not a good quality of leads, I'd say. When you're reaching out to them, half the time, like Facebook leads, they're just scrolling through their feed and it just pops up.
Right.
And like for instance, one ad I was running was homes with Frisco pools. So
Right.
they were just looking at pools with homes with pools in Frisco, and that's not a motivated buyer.
Yeah, it might be, but it might not be.
Yeah,
right?
Those people don't want to be contacted.
Right.
So what I found.
Yeah, and that's the same thing and that's exactly what I tell people too. Working with internet leads, paid ads and stuff on internet leads, it can definitely work, but it should be pretty far down. If you have your list of lead generation strategies, it should be damn near at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a long-term deal. You got to set up a good follow-up system 6 to 12 months out.
Right, right. And so
following up with them.
Exactly. And so so let me ask you just this, I'll just kind of leave it open-ended, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're busy. With a lot of new agents here following us, and even some that are more experienced, what general advice would you have for somebody who is struggling to become a listing agent, struggling to get their business off the ground, or just now getting started here in the business?
I would, like we were talking a few days ago, I'd hit the dialer 3 to 5 hours a day, first thing in the morning. Then from 2 to 5, I'd work what clients I have right now. If I didn't have any clients to work with, I'd be hitting the dialer, going to businesses, getting out, doing something, not just sitting around.
I love it, man. I love it. I mean, there is a proven strategy to this business. And the reason, in my opinion, that you're having the success that you have is you're following it, whether you really know it or you knew it going into this thing or not, or you knew it from a past business. You're doing the exact strategy that most of the people who build big listing-based businesses quickly, they all follow the same strategy. And you're telling them right now, wake up, prospect most of the day, handle your business that you have. And if you don't have no business to handle, it's probably time to get out and start doing some prospecting again.
And even if you're even if you're not good at calling at first, you'll get better at it. But you can build your follow-up campaign around your strengths.
Right.
Get good at texting or sending emails. There's direct mail. There's all kinds of ways you can contact those leads.
Right. That's awesome, man. Well, like I said, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but man, this has been an amazing interview, and I love to see that you plugged in. I'm sure. What's your goal for next year?
So my goal for next year is to get right at 100 closed transactions.
Right. Big dreams, man. Big dreams.
And that's where you're at.
Yeah, man. 88 last year. So I haven't hit it yet, but I'm on the same path as you. And hopefully this will be my goal this year is actually 100 listings taken. So I'm trying to focus on the listings taken, because I know if I take 100 listings, we're going to do at least like 125 sales at least.
So I want to do 100 closed transactions. Then I want to be building consistently 5 new builds at a time. And then I want to be doing 3 to 5 flips at a time.
Right.
And then on top of that, I want to be buying 1 new rental property a month.
And so how do you manage it all, man? I mean, with people, I know we're ending the call and everything like that, but like, you're obviously super busy and you're not just a traditional real estate agent. You got a lot going on. I mean, how do you manage all of that stress, time? You're pulling money out of your accounts.
A good accounting firm and Excel spreadsheets.
I love it. I love it, man. That's awesome, man. Well, like I said, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but guys, this is Braeden Wright. Braeden, tell everybody where they can follow you on social media so they can keep in touch, maybe buy some of your new build properties or use you if we have, referrals to send you. By the way, I'm going to take 25% referral fee, but I'll send them down to you in Frisco and let you work them. How can they get a hold of you?
Sure. So I've got Braeden Wright on Facebook, Braeden Wright Official on Instagram, and then just my cell phone number. 903-271-9389.
Nice. There you go, folks. So if you want to reach out to someone who's relatively new in the business, who's cracked the code on how to go out there and do over 35 transactions in only 1 year, planning to do 100 transactions in a second full year, he's right here. He's local to the area. You can DM him on Instagram. Maybe he'll chat with you, and you guys can all collaborate together, because the goal here is to all build each other up and work together on this. So feel free to reach out to him if he can help, or if you're looking to buy or sell, obviously, and you're in Frisco, give him a call as well. So Braeden, any final thoughts, man?
No, just don't let it come to you. Just go out and get it, and make sure you're at 100% brokerage, not giving up all those fees.
Yeah. Hey, I like it, man. I like that's good advice. So, all right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you being on the show, man. I know you're super busy and everything, but I think a lot of new agents will appreciate, and a lot of new agents, man, they just can't wrap their head around the idea that they can go out there and be a listing agent. They think they have to graduate to being, from being a buyer's agent to a listing agent. And I want to put people in front of them who have proven that that's not the case. I've proven it. You've proven it. There's hundreds of agents that have done it. So thank you for your time.
Starting out, I remember back in August going to you talking about lead generation, and seeing the success you had was one of the reasons I focused on, like, the for sale by owners, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, I remember, man. I remember when you hadn't done any deals at all. We went to lunch and you were kind of brand new and big visions. And I was like, dude, do not do this, man. I think this is a bad idea. Let's make sure we get you on the right track. And man, look at you now. So I'm not going to definitely take all the credit for that, because I talk to a lot of agents like yourself who don't have that level of success. You got to put in the work, man. And you've obviously done that.
Yeah.
So cool, man. All right. Hey, man. Well, thanks very much for being on the show, man. I'm sure you're going to get some people reaching out to you and asking questions. So feel free to chat with them. Give me a holler at any point in time, man. And I'll be looking forward to going out and getting some lunch soon.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, man. Good seeing you. We'll talk to you later.
Good seeing you.
All right. Bye.